Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's EBC. We're actually here at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with the Lambeau Leaf statue that's right outside so that people can jump up on there and have the fans catch them. And why are we here? Today we're talking about Palm Sunday. What in the world does Lambeau Field have to do with Palm Sunday? We'll get back to that in just a moment. So as the scene opens here for Palm Sunday, Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem, and he says to two of his disciples, "Go on ahead, you will find a donkey there, bring that donkey to me, and I'm going to ride that donkey when I get into Jerusalem." Why is Jesus doing this? Well, there's actually a specific scripture, Zechariah 9:9, that tells Jerusalem, tells Zion, that when the king comes, the king will be riding on a lowly donkey. And Jesus is fulfilling that scripture. It is a point-blank message to the people in Jerusalem that when Jesus rides in on that donkey, he is the king. So, what happens next? Jesus comes into Jerusalem and the fans go wild. So now you know why we're at Lambeau Field. And whether we're at Lambeau Field or whether at US Bank Stadium, it's that type of frenzy, that type of joy and excitement that we're talking about here. Something that you can picture. Maybe something that in our everyday lives we haven't actually seen since maybe victory parades in 1945 and 1946, coming back from World War II. What we know these days are things like a touchdown is scored and everyone goes wild, a home run is hit and everyone goes wild. But that's the sort of joy that we're thinking of here. And so I just want to picture that for a moment as people are laying their cloaks down on the road in front of Jesus, as they're cutting down palm branches and they're cheering. That when we're thinking about Jesus in our everyday lives, if we can approach a little bit of our faith with the sort of fervor that we have when we do things like cheer for our sports team, that's a little bit of what Jesus is looking for us to do, is have that kind of excitement and energy for it. Now, so here's what happens next. Jesus comes on into Jerusalem, and there's this really interesting spot right at the end of this story where the people in the city, the Bible actually says the whole city starts asking, "Who is this?" And it says the crowds respond that this is Jesus. He's that prophet from Nazareth. And I think it's really interesting that as we set about Holy Week now this week, there's still some unfinished business for Jesus here, because he has just fulfilled the scripture. He's come in as the king. Everyone is cheering, and yet they still come to the wrong conclusion. He's that prophet from Nazareth. Jesus is the Son of God. He's going to go to the cross for us, and we're going to see that this week. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you soon.